Oh, bastard. Can't say that on the internet. Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. John here with the Smart 451. We are getting closer to the end of the project. New exhaust, done. Brakes, done. Brake pipes, done. Front end removed, refitted, done. New number plates, done. Interior, getting there. One thing you will have failed to have noticed is that the engine bay is absolutely filthy. I've rust proofed the car and have taken off all the dirt and grime, but the engine bay is just, well, it's just so dusty and dirty. I think that's probably where it's been used as a towing vehicle and has been sort of up a bit behind the motorhome. It's just kicked up dirt and dust and all sorts of stuff to a point where the top of this engine bay really is filthy, and people will have failed to have noticed that. Before we start putting it all back together, before we get the rear back on, I want to just clean that engine bay up a bit. Now, on something that I wouldn't be worried about electrically wise, maybe a Rover 75 or a Peugeot 406 or a Proton, well, I'd lather it all up and jet wash it. But on something like this, in such a small space, when it's actually in the cabin as well, a jet wash is a no-go. These do suffer with water ingress. Last thing I want to do is get more water in here unnecessarily. So the plan is to drop it on the deck, wheel it outside, spray some degreaser on, and then painstakingly with a paintbrush, is getting all the nooks and crannies and then gently rinse it off. Fingers crossed that will get rid of a lot of the dirt and the debris and the oil, and it won't get all in the alternator and the electronics. In this video then, let's give the engine bay a bit of a clean. Right, the car is on the deck. Let's get it outside. This will give me a perfect opportunity to also test the brakes. That feels better. Right, so this is not going to be a forensic clean of this before you all get disappointed, but it is going to be a degrease and a de-dust, which is what this needs. There will be another opportunity for me to clean this engine bay. This is just, as I say, a dust off and a tidy up. I've got my paintbrush. I've got some of the best degreaser in the world, actually. This is elbow grease, Home Bargains $1.99, B&M $1.99. I'm going to spray it on and wash it off. Let that work its magic for a couple of minutes and agitate it with a brush. This is some bloke just cleaning an engine bay. It's not very exciting. But if you are watching, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it. That noise you can hear, by the way, is Dad talking up the wheel nuts, because we are, as I say, at the final stages of this project. We really are. It really is somewhere near the end of our project. The last thing I want to do, by the way, is for this to dry off, so I'm just going to give it a good old clean very quickly. Clean all that sticker, all in there, and it's really getting that dirt off already, this degreasing stuff. Like I said in the intro, I am not going to start jet washing this engine bay. That would be a bad idea, but I am going to put some water round it just to get all this degreaser and stuff off. Might need some more hardcore stuff on the engine block. And again, I don't want to get too near to that alternator, really. I don't want to get too in depth with that. And then what I'll do is give it another spray. Because this stuff does dry off quite quickly, and it's not overly windy today. Could have used a detailing brush, but I've left them at home. Why use my resources when I can use Dad's? making sure I'm not knocking any pipes or anything off there. Right, let's put the paintbrush down, get the hose pipe, and I'm just going to gently rinse that off very carefully. Rinse all that off. Now, as I say, the last thing I want to do is get it all in. One of the things that if you've got it on blooming I don't want to splash. It's really difficult not to get water everywhere, I won't lie. Getting all them nooks and crannies all down in there. Some people will be shouting at their screens, tablets, computers, monitors now. I actually don't blame you, because one of the main rules about engine bays is when you don't get water in them, but let's come up a bit better. Start it up. And I'm going to get a drying cloth in a minute and just dry up where I've splashed it all up, but it's better than it was, like I say. On the top of the engine there is all this gunk, which I'm going to probably set to with a bit of a scrubbing brush. And now I'm just going to get all the excess moisture off everywhere, all on in here, because like I say, the last thing you want is water in here, because they do suffer with water ingress, and once you get them carpets wet, they are wet. Now to dry out. Like I said, it's not perfect, and it's just a first pass to get that dust and dirt off, but it's much better than it is. I will in the future get a stiff scrubbing brush and some proper degreaser on this engine block. And again, some of you'll be shouting at your computers, your laptops, your tablets, whatever, because of that. Good, that's got rid of some dust. I will let the engine run for 10 minutes or so now, just to make sure there's no water in there and that it dries out nicely. Whilst it's running, I'll clean the back of the clamshell. It'd be really silly to put the car back together without cleaning sort of here as well. Just in here, clean all the dust and dirt off there. So again, elbow grease, brush, and give it a scrub just in here, just to get rid of all that from the tritium cell, the back here, and on the top of the wheel arch. The wheel arches have been cleaned, but again, just to degrease all here, de-dust all in there. That's sort of an air intake, so the last thing we want is dust and dirt all in there. Trying not to get it really on the paintwork. Rinse that off carefully. I don't want to get water all in the air intake or in the tritium cell. Rear here where the lights are, if I can help it. Same again this side. Don't get that mucky. Like I say, this stuff dries off really quickly, and actually you can see the wax oil doing its job there at the back, getting rid of all that water, repelling it off there. Oh dear. My hose pipe ends come off, but that's okay, because actually that makes it more versatile to get around here, I think. Splashing that all in there. Last thing I want to do is get it on any connectors. Don't want to get any connectors wet. Again, I don't want to splosh it all in the tread. But you can see that wax oil doing its job. Oh, bastard. Oh. Can't say that on the internet. Goodbye, thank you. Thanks for coming. Well, there it is then. The engine bay is looking nice and clean now. And for the sake of half an hour and some of that elbow grease spray and a paintbrush and a little bit of water, it's certainly got rid of all that dust and dirt that seems to have been kicked up by the motorhome. Yes, I'm probably bonkers that I've put water in my engine bay. And yes, you're probably shouting at your computer, your laptop, your tablets, your iPad and your mobile phone saying, what are you doing? But at least I didn't jet wash it. I have done this before and have had no issues. And I obviously ran the car. The car's been running now for the past 20 minutes just to dry all that engine bay out. And I have been really careful. Yes, I got some stuff in the alternator. Yes, I got some water in the alternator, but that alternator is used to it, especially this one, considering the alternator splash guard is missing. What's next? Well, I was hoping to get the clamshell back on the car, the rear bumper tonight, and it pretty much finished. However, time has sadly got away with us. The engine bay is going to dry overnight in here. I can feel it's nice and warm under here, making sure I don't put my leg on the exhaust. We're really close to finishing this project now. There's going to be a few more videos to come, including a test drive where Dad and I take the car, both of us in there, take the car for an extended road test. If you've liked the video, thumbs up please. If you could subscribe, please do. It really does help the channel and it's great having such an awesome follower base. So if you could subscribe, that's brilliant. What do you reckon? Comment down below. Am I bonkers for washing my engine bay, or have I done something that's probably a little bit useful? The last thing I want is all that dirt and sludge and muck on the top there. And it looks a bit better, doesn't it? It is a used engine bay. It's not concourse condition under there, but hopefully it's tidied it up a little bit. Till next time, have a great day, whatever you're getting up to. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.